You got to announce.
Hello and welcome to the Bourbon Bear, and as a new weekly tradition, we have Bondo's Bets coming up. But before we get to Bondo's Bets, Bondo, the Bears last week, you had to win against Green Bay. It was a tough game, I get it. It was the score doesn't do it justice. You ended 20-38. But if you were at that game, it was never even close.
No.
So what do you think your big takeaways were from that game?
Big takeaway is this. Don't give up on the Bears. Last year, if you recall, we beat San Fran, a team that probably should have gone to the Super Bowl, and we beat them in round one. This year, they were supposed to lose. This year, we lost to a team that we should have beat. So I think we're going to turn the season around, and we're going to get our monkeys off our back.
We'll go monkeys. But the one thing you have to bring up, though, is the fact that the number one, Chase Claypool, is getting a lot of heat right now. And rightfully so. If you were at that game, I saw him literally in the fourth corner throw his helmet in the sidelines. Does not perform in the blocking game. And he's a big guy. He's like a 6'3 or 6'5 receiver. Couldn't make a block for Mooney. It cost a play. Couldn't make a catch. Is what it is. But do you think Claypool is going to overperform this weekend?
Simple answer. Notre Dame. He dogged it at Notre Dame. You know, he's got all the tools. Very disappointed in him. I think the receiving core will come back this week. I mean it. It's not one of my top picks, but, I don't want to let my fan base down. I want them to know I'm the man of the people, and I'm not going to be playing the Bears this week. But I do want to correct something from last week, which Luke has given me an opportunity. When I said the Bears' defense is like a tsunami, now that could be a good thing or a bad thing. And last week I meant it as a bad thing. I mean, you guys might not believe me, but
now you're digging a hole.
I am digging a hole. I'm trying to get out of it, but I think the Bears, from a standpoint of play calling, need to do better things.
So, and that exact point, though. So, Eberflus is going to be calling defensive plays tomorrow.
Yes.
Because their defensive coordinator is out on personal leave. I think that's going to change a lot of what's going on with the defense. Tremaine Edmonds, I thought, made a couple good plays. TJ Edwards got burned by Aaron Jones, though, quite frequently. It was ridiculous. But do you think this is going to be a bounce back for defense, or is it going to be more middle of the pack? Is what it is.
Well, first off, you're playing Tampa Bay, all right?
They got Mike Evans, though, and they got Godwin. They got two good receivers.
They got great receivers, but,
Baker
Mayfield was, telling everybody he's grabbing the signals. And if you guys know football, defense is always, you can read signals, give them the old head tap. And, it's crazy. It's not, he made a big deal out of it this week that he stole the signals from Minnesota. If you really look at a football game, anybody can steal signals. Even Bondo can steal signals. But, yes, they have good receivers. I think their offensive line is suspect, and I think it's a bounce-back game for the Bears, but I'm not picking them yet.
So the Bears' offensive line, though, has been a really hot question right now. Nate Davis had one of the worst PFF grades I've ever seen in my life playing right tackle for us. And I don't think the plan was for Lucas Patrick to play center. I thought it was supposed to be Whitehair, but his hand happens. I got injuries happen. What do you think the Lions' expectations are? Because if you look at the stats, the tackles actually didn't play terrible. Braxton had a couple holding calls, which, it happens. It is what it is.
Well, there's holding
had
almost every play.
Had a great game, though, if you look outside of that. But then you look at your first-round pick, and you think, Darnell Wright is supposed to be this, plug-and-play. And, again, it's first NFL experience. Get that. But what are your expectations going against Tampa's pass rush? They have some good guys still on there. They're a little older now. Vita Vailoa, all those guys, they're all still there. Do you think they hold up this weekend?
Well, you got to play. The Bears got to play smash mouth football. All right, you got to go out there and hit these guys. And I didn't see that last week at all.
I agreed.
And again, it's the talent pool. We can't give up the ship after one game. We can't. Last year we were all drinking Kool-Aid after the first game. We'll go one-on-one, going to Kansas, not to overlook Kansas City next week, but, that's going to be a tough one. But, again, the Bears are resilient, and Eberflus is under the microscope right now. And
I agree with that 100%. But the one thing I will say, though, so a lot of Bears fans, DJ Moore in public said, like, why are you guys booing us this early? Being at the game, though, you have to boo because you want things to change, and things aren't changing. You can't run just 3-yard screen routes, run the ball, 3-yard screen route. It's not going to work. So I think it was justified that the fans booed. But to the Bears' credit, is that acceptable in your mind or no?
Well, it's not acceptable, but when you looked at the Eagle game Thursday night, they ran a V 1 yard and they got it every time.
Every time.
Every time. The Bears get a Cole Kmet, motion, and then they run a straight quarterback draw. Nobody behind him. The Philly was just pushing what hurts. Into the first down every time.
It was insane. It was a cheat code.
I mean, it's so easy.
And I thought that's what they were going to do for our first down when we had that 4th and 1, and we just run Cole up the middle. Like, what's happening there?
Well, he was in motion. He ran. He came over. Everybody in the league knew what was going on.
But I think Luke Getsy is on a little hotter seat, though. He's going to have to open up the offense. And I think Justin, again, if you let him open it up, that pass to Mooney was actually really good. Like, it was a great throw. That was the only deep shot I feel like we took, and it's just like Bears fans' definition of insanity is the fact that you try the same thing over and over again, it doesn't work, and that's what they were doing with screen passes. And it's insane, but it is what it is. Justin even said after the game, hey, that was the game plan. So we have to expand this game plan. What can the Bears do different, though, to change this, make this offense work, in your opinion?
Well, everybody's talking about one thing, about how Fields, was trying to run and get some yardage. He never had the opportunity to. And
blocking.
It was bad blocking. It was horrible blocking. And everybody's saying, oh, we made a mistake. One game's not going to make a difference. The problem was when Fields tried to run, he couldn't run.
No.
And
Nate Davis is not blocking at all in your right guard spot. It's just, what are you going to do?
Well, it reminded me of a St. Viator game, but it's a matter of going out and believing yourself. And the Bears have got to go out Sunday and believe in themselves and play some smash mouth football. And I think they'll get it done. I'm not picking them this week, but I believe they will get done.
So I know you're not picking them, and I know you're going to get to Bondo's bets in a minute, but what do you think happens in the Bears game? At Tampa, Bears, I think, plus 2.5 or minus 2.5?
The Bears are plus.
Plus 2.5?
2.5.
What do you think happens there? We got some boots on the ground. Tim Yopchik's out there. We got some boys that are going to that game, but...
Well, first off, the Opper's jinx, but...
Fair point.
Secondly, Tampa is an easier place to play than most stadiums. The fan base there are mostly Chicagoans, probably.
That's true.
And Mike Allstott, the Joliet boy, he even said that when he was playing there, when Tampa was good, there were more Bear fans at the games than Tampa fans.
So a little circa, though, 2018. Remember when the Bears played Miami? The 2018 when they had that great defense, Khalil Mack, Roschon, all those guys. They lost in Miami, though. Not Tampa, don't get me wrong, but in Miami. But it's still a hot weather game. Bears, they're used to like the more mild temperate. Do you think the heat's going to be a factor there?
No, I think it's Baker Mayfield. I think if they can go out and I don't think Baker Mayfield he's a good backup. He's not a starter in the league. And the Bears
did beat the Vikings, though. You got to give him Week 1 credit, man.
Luke, come on. You see the game. The Vikings were 3 times past the 40-yard line, 4 times past the 40-yard line in the third and fourth quarters and did not score a point.
That's true.
I mean, that is incredible. That kind of reminds me of the Bears a little bit, but you can't build these teams up early in the season. I understand, but it's a big game for the Bears, and as a Bear fan, and all of us, understanding in the way the Bears play, I think they come out with a victory. I'm not picking them, but.
So I don't want to take too much time away from Bondo's bets because the people want to know your opinion. You're 2-2 right now, but overall, what do you think, in your opinion? This is not a guaranteed. I know it's not part of Bondo's bets. What is the Bears scores? Because I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I think like 21-14 Bears. I'm hoping that, but
according to my computer here in my brain, I have the Bears 24-17.
24-17. Fine.
24-17.
That's
It was
fine.
pretty
So
close.
still pretty low.
Yeah,
Pretty low scoring affair. I agree with you there. But with Kyler Gordon out with a broken hand, though, I think the secondary might get a lot of pressing issues going on. But we'll see. We'll see. But
see.
no longer ado, though. Bondo's bets. The 4 picks that Bondo likes.
I'm getting the monkey
He is
off my
currently
back.
2-2.
2-2. But if you recall last year in the Super Bowl, 3-0. I consider
2-2 on
that.
the year, though. We're counting that.
I understand that. Where's the chalkboard?
I want the
We have
chalkboard. It's on Amazon. We're waiting for it, but we'll have it up
And
soon.
I just got these off of Caesar's lines. We're taking Seattle +5 against the Lions.
Why do you like that? Mm-hmm.
That make a check mark on that. We're going Cincinnati. Baltimore has an unbelievable amount of injuries, and Joe Burrow is not going to have 2 bad games in a row. And take them minus the 3. Here's a gift of the day, and I can't believe this went down to 8.5. Take Dallas. Dallas is solid. Some guy just threw $100,000 on Dallas to win the Super Bowl at 16-1. So he gets 1.6 million on that, and I think the guy's a pretty smart guy. That might have been my Uncle Guido.
So, Bondo, I'm going to catch you off guard, though. So, those are your picks, though. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl this year? Let's get an early prediction.
Well, I got one.
You
more
can change
pick.
it.
I got one more pick.
Good.
We're keeping track of it this year. When I was 38 and 20 last year.
He was not 38 and 20.
I was close. I was close.
He was under.
For my last bet, it's Miami.
I like it.
Miami Dolphins are a team to reckon with. But to answer the question, I still believe in the Bears over 7.5. And what was the other question, Luke? The bourbon's starting to hit me.
Oh, I know it's starting to hit you because I just asked, who do you think at this point, early on the season, who wins the Super Bowl? And this can change. It's a very
I understand,
factor.
but I think it's an NFC team.
Really?
Yep,
Wow.
I think it's an NFC
All right.
team. I think it's going to be the Eagles or the Cowboys, and I'll hold to that.
Well, you heard it first here. Bondo thinks the NFC will win the Super Bowl, so there's good odds on the Eagles and the Cowboys. And the Eagles dominated on Thursday Night Football. Not dominate, I guess, because some garbage points by Minnesota. But there you have it. There's Bondo's bets. We will, again, keep keeping track. Bear down, friends.
Bear
Go
down.
Bears.
I'm getting the monkey off my back.
Bears.
Bear down. Bears.